Welcome back. Good morning to Jackie Daughtry, the Executive Director of Literacy Now, and we're talking also with Bronchelle Walters-Johnson, the principal of A.A. Milne Elementary School. Thank you both for being here. We're going to talk about a couple of things. First of all, there's a big project coming up on March 2nd. But first of all, Jackie, what's the mission of Literacy Now?
Well, our primary goal is to ensure that the children that we serve are reading on or even above grade level by the end of 3rd grade, because that is a very pivotal year in their academic development that will set the course for really the rest of their life.
And I know the research has been out for a long time that is actually true. And I know one of the things you're doing is this Houston Reads Day, which is scheduled for March 2nd.
Yes.
When you hope to have hundreds of Houstonians come into schools and do some reading to children. Talk about how this came about and the goals for this year.
So we are kicking off the National Read Aloud Month, which starts on actually March the 1st, and then it's Dr. Seuss's birthday, so that's a little fun twist that we'll do. But the goal of Houston Reads Day, this is our 2nd annual. Last year we were virtual. This year, thank God, we're in person. And our goals are, we have 3 goals. First is to raise awareness for the literacy crisis we have right here in Houston amongst so many of our children. And then second is to let people know what we at Literacy Now are doing to tackle that crisis. And then third, of course, is to raise funds so that we can expand our services to more schools and more children in Houston.
Principal Johnson, you're on the front lines of educating our children. We know statistics tell us that 40% of Houston children aren't ready for kindergarten and more than 70% not reading at grade level. Talk about how you're emphasizing reading and what your hopes are for the Houston Reads Day at your school.
Absolutely, and that is our reality. The reality is that many of our students come to us without the prerequisites, without the foundational skills, and so we always contract services with Literacy Now, and we set aside a generous amount each year to make sure that we're able to help develop our students. Our goal is to bring the world into the classroom, and that's through literature. And Literacy Now has helped us do that. Houston Reads Day is a big event that we look forward to, and we have a lot of great events that are mapped out for the month of March to ensure that our students' needs are being met.
So for people who don't know, tell me what it's like for you when you see a student who gets it, that bulb, that figurative light bulb goes on and they got it and they really embrace and they know they can read.
It's rewarding. I mean, to see the growth. Students are, every child wants to be successful, and so the moment that they learn a new word or they tackle a new book or a new objective, I light up as a principal. That's what I'm there for. So if I can introduce them to a new concept or put a new book in their hand, that excites me, that makes me fulfilled, and that's what I look forward to each day.
So I'm going to guess, I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that both of you are probably pretty optimistic people by nature. I mean,
yes.
Educators are,
yes.
You are for what you do as well. So talk about what kind of improvement can you reasonably expect to see from students, and then you work with parents and students to try to get them. So talk about what kind of expectation you get from the potential for their growth in terms of reading.
Well, generally speaking, and then I'll let Bronchelle speak specifically of what she's seen with our students that we serve at her campus. We really look at exponential growth in a short time because we are working with students 4-on-1, and so it's very targeted, very specific instruction to fill in the gaps of the skills that they don't have for various reasons. And we're working with kindergarten through 2nd graders, so the very youngest students, and to build that strong foundation. So really to set them up for success, and not only academically but building their confidence, because when they are in an environment where they can really succeed with they're in a little small group with other kids who are struggling, it makes them feel like, oh, I can try, I can do it. And like Bronchelle said, when that light bulb goes on, oh my gosh, it's like, it's amazing.
What kind of experience, what kind of increases are you seeing in your students?
Yeah, well, 37% of our students are from 2nd language backgrounds, and that means that their primary language is other than English. And so it's really important for us to meet the needs of our most fragile population, which is our special education students and our students from 2nd language backgrounds. And so while we we want all students to be reading by 3rd grade. We know that that's not the reality. But what should happen, no matter what, is that every student should show progress as a result of being engaged in quality instruction and receiving intense intervention. And so we make it a priority each year to provide them that level of support, and we make it intense, and we're very intentional. We have a lot of feedback from families where they're seeing the increase of just basic vocabulary with their child, daily interaction. And we have feedback from teachers where they're seeing that they're growing by a reading level every 6-week cycle. And so that's a huge gain and a huge celebration for our students and our families.
So March 2nd, how do people get involved if they want to come and be a part of it?
Well, they can go to our website at literacynowhouston.org, and everything, it's on our homepage. You can find out everything you want to know about that and us, just in general. We'd love to have everybody join us.
We'll do that. Remember that, March 2nd. Jackie Daughtry, Bronchell Walters Johnson, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kimbrell.